Hey guys, it's me, Yogi Sam, here with a yoga refresh practice for you. So we're gonna hit the refresh button here and go into the basics of yoga, de-stress our minds, and find a place of connect with ourselves. So if this sounds good to you, go get ready and I'll meet you on the mat. Today we are going to begin our practice in downward facing dog. So keep your hands a little bit further than shoulder width apart. Keep those fingers spread wide, clawing into the fingertips as we slowly melt our hearts towards our thighs, keeping a slight inversion in our big toes and working to get our heels on the ground. We want to make sure, don't look at me for a second, look at the video. Don't be like this, kind of straight in just a pike plank. Be backwards, lean into your heels, into your hamstrings, into the backs of your legs, and really melt your heart towards the tops of your thighs. We're going to start with a few breaths here. Inhaling in through our nose, feeling the belly rise on our thighs, and sigh it out with a long exhale. Good. Let's try and lengthen the inhale this time, breathing in through our nose, and sigh it out with an extra long exhale. Good. One more time. Long inhale in through the nose, and a long sigh out through the mouth. Good. Start to pedal the feet out. Feeling the feet wake up, feeling the backs of the legs wake up, stretching the fascia of the feet, stretching the hamstrings, the calves. Last night I had a calf cramp in the middle of the night and it hurt so bad. I was wailing in pain. So I'm going to stretch that calf, give it some extra love today, because it is still a bit tight. And once we get here, after you pedal it out, find stillness, see if you found more space in your body, and sink that heart, melt that heart even further towards your thighs. Inhale in, and on the sigh, the exhale, we're going to shift into tabletop position, slowly, consciously landing our knees on the mat. Sorry, gotta adjust. Take the time you need, do the adjustments you need to meet in a nice tabletop position. Hands rotated externally slightly. So we don't want them straight like this. We want them slightly externally rotated so that our inner elbow points shine forward. Hands underneath our shoulders. Knees underneath our hip points. As we inhale in, we're going to sink the belly, come into cow pose. Feel the belly of the skin of the belly stretch as we lift our heads up, lift our chests up, lift our tailbones up. Inhale in, smile, and exhale, reverse, squeezing our abdominal wall in towards our spine, tucking the head, tucking the pelvis, and squeezing on the exhale, everything up, up, up. Inhale, reverse. Feel the belly fall on the inhale, stretching the skin, lifting our head, our chest up, and exhale. Come into cat pose. Move with the sound of your own breath. If you're breathing a little faster, go a little faster. If you're taking a longer time, then do so with your cat-cows. Also, don't think that just on the cow pose you have to inhale in. You can also breathe out. There's no formal structure here. You move with your breath. So if you need to breathe and you just want to stretch in cow pose for a bit, then do so. And same with cat pose. You don't have to just exhale until you can't breathe anymore. You can breathe in. See how that feels. Exhale, squeeze maybe a little bit higher. Tuck everything in a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, we reverse into cow pose. Breathing in, stretching the belly, stretching the neck. Maybe we tilt our neck to the right side, letting the left side of the neck stretch. And then we reverse and bring our head to the left side over our left shoulder, letting the right side of the neck stretch. And on our next exhale, we meet in cat pose. Maybe we shake our tailbone a little left, a little right here, finding some soft, easy movement in this position. And then on our next inhale, we keep that little soft, easy movement as we move into cow pose. Good. We're going to flip our hands so our fingertips are facing our body. And we're just going to make nice big circles in a tabletop position. And you can also move in a modified cat-cow pose. So you can go cat on the way back, inhale forward, come into cow pose, exhale back into cat or somewhat modified cat, and just keep making these big circles, moving with the sound of your breath, inhaling forward, exhaling as we come back, and then when you're ready, reverse the circle, inhaling forward, exhaling into cat as we come backwards, inhaling to cow as we come forward. Full body experience here, waking up the limbs, the muscles, everything. Good. We'll meet back in tabletop when you're ready. Walk your hands, flip your toes up to come up on your toes. Walk your hands back to your knees. We're going to do a little stretching of the feet here. This is a nice, amazing foot stretch, and it takes time to build stamina in this posture. So if you're like, my feet are aching, that's a problem. But also, it can be fixed with time and practice. So continuous practice allows us to create more space in our body and ease our pains through movement. So here we're stretching the fascia of the feet. We're going to swim. Well, first we're going to stretch our, do a little wrist therapy here, because that inverse hand position in tabletop was kind of rough for me. So just take the hands straight out in front of you and just push the wrists, the hands flat, and kind of push them forward so you can get the reverse feeling of, this. Maybe rotate the ankle, the wrists a bit, reverse that circle. Good. And now swim your hands behind you. Clasp them. And if your feet are tired here, that's okay. We can come out of this nice toe stretch. Woo! And come up onto our, just sitting on our heels. We're gonna shift the shoulders forward, up, around, and down the back body. Pushing the wrists, the hands down. Pushing the chest up, looking up, feeling this great opening, chest opener, heart opener. Breathe in and exhale. We're gonna move forward to land on our foreheads as we come into this rabbit posture. We let the weight of our hands come forward as we feel this great shoulder stretch. Breathe deeply. Inhale to expand. Exhale. We find a little more space in this position. Try and get your wrists to touch here. We don't want a square hands, square wrists here. So try and clasp them together in this position. It really helps create more lengthening in your shoulders, your arms, so you can find a deeper stretch. Keep breathing. Feel the pressure of the mat on your head. Notice that. Notice the blood pooling or not. Just notice the sensation. Notice the blood falling from your hands and moving into your head. All right, slowly unclasp the hands, coming into putting them forward, and finally walking them back. And we're going to meet in child's pose, bringing our hands by our feet, bringing the forehead to the ground. And feeling our belly rise and fall on our thighs. This is just regular child's pose, not extended right now. We're going to take the time here to just empty everything that's stressing us out in our minds. We're going to hit the refresh button. So do it metaphorically in your mind now. Press refresh with a big inhale in through your nose. And exhale, let all the debris, the buildup flow away. Imagine it flowing away as we breathe out. If you need to hit it again, do so with a big breath in through our nose. Feeling the belly expand, feeling all of 4 sides of the torso expanding as we breathe in. And exhale, we let everything that's bothering us just melt off of our body and float away. Nice. I hope you guys can breathe a little bit easier now. So do so with a few breaths on your own in our little love caves of child's pose right now. Just keep telling yourself, empty your mind. Empty, empty, empty. And feel your body relaxing deeper and deeper as we keep breathing in through our nose and exhaling long exhales out through our mouth. We're working towards lengthening our inhales and deepening our exhales. Good. On our next breath in, we're going to slowly peel the nose up and let our body follow. As we come back up onto our knees, we're going to shift the feet to one side, come back to sit on our bums, stick our legs straight out in front of us, and kind of shake the legs out here. Look at that, the sun came out. Flex the toes towards your face, point them away. Flex towards your face, spread the toes wide as possible, and then point them. You can rotate the ankles here, that's what I'm going to do, and then reverse, rotate them the other way, pointing and flexing as we make our circles around. Good. Bring your hands to your sides, prop yourself up, stick variation, flex those toes, be as straight as you can, head over heart, heart over pelvis, looking straight ahead. Breathe in, smile, exhale. Bring the chest forward, relax the shoulders. And on our next inhale, we're going to lift our hands up overhead. Bring those knees up with our hands. Inhale everything up and think up and overhead as we reach towards our toes and come into a forward fold here. Slowly straightening our knees as we find our body relaxing deeper into this position. You can find some soft, easy movement here if that feels good for you. For me, it feels fantastic because I can stretch my low back a little bit more, the sides of my low back. Like my left lower back is kind of hurting pretty bad. So being in this soft, easy movement allows me to feel what's going on as I move from side to side and stretch and find more space as I do so. Breathe in through your nose, feeling the belly rise on your thighs. And make long exhales, either out through your nose or your mouth. Yogi's choice here. No more constraints. You hit the refresh button, so now you can choose how to proceed with your freshened mind. You can interlace your fingers to your toes. This is something new, something fun. Like you're holding your toes hand. Which doesn't make sense, but you get it. and kind of like feel how rotating your toes and your hands feels. This is a great stretch for your toes. It really relieves all the stress and tension that your feet go under, because we rarely pay attention to stretching our toes. You know, we always want to stretch our thighs, we always want to stretch our hamstrings, our backs, but what about our toes and our feet? They take us so many places. They carry us all day, but we barely give them any attention. So kind of create space in your feet as we interlace our hands and our toes, pushing our hands forward and pulling our toes back, finding a little flow here, rotating the ankles, incorporating the ankles, and letting everything go. Shake the head a little bit, yes, a little bit, no. And find stillness, letting the weight of the head, letting the weight of the arms just fall down as far as we can as we come into a totally relaxed forward fold. Breathe deeply here. Listen to the sound of your own breath. Think of it as the music that you create with your body. It's beautiful. When you feel ready, we're going to slowly, centimeters at a time, bring our body to sit upright, stacking one vertebrae at a time until we get to the top. Lift the chest, bring the shoulders up to the ears, bring them around and wrap them down back, the back body. Come to the center of your mat here. We're going to do some hip openers, great hip openers. So we're going to bring our left foot to rest on top of the right knee. This is called fire log legs. And we're just going to bring our toes flexed so we protect the knee. And if this doesn't feel good for you, just kind of carry your leg like a baby back and forth, finding soft, easy movement to open up the hip. And if you can, rest your leg, your heel, your foot on that left knee, and use your arm and gravity to help push this right knee, aiming to get it on that left foot. We breathe deeply. We're using that directional breath to send air to our right hip. This is a great hip stretch. This is a deep hip stretch here. And we're breathing deeply. These last few postures are going to be purely meditative. So really focus on your breath here. Work on deepening it, lengthening the inhales, lengthening the exhales, maybe you can find this thing called ujjayi breath. It's this ocean sound that you create by creating restriction in the back of your throat as you breathe in and out. So I don't know if you can hear me. I'll try my best to get it on the microphone, but it sounds like this. So you create a little bit of restriction. I hope you heard that. You create a little bit of restriction in the back of your throat so you can take a longer time to get that full breath in. So you're not just like, you're actually taking the time to let the air make its way to your lungs throughout your body, and slowing down the process of breathing to help our body relax completely, fully. So give it a try it out. Tell me how you feel in the comments. And if you want to work on it more, let me know, and I can create a specialized video for that. So breathe deeply, find your breath, use your breath as the song that powers you through this posture, this very, very deep posture that I personally love. And as we sit here, I'll tell you a little story about when I was really getting serious about yoga. It was when I was studying abroad in Italy in my beginning first semester of college, and I would sit on my balcony that I had in Rome, and I had my yoga mat and a candle and burned some sage. As you know, I just sat in this position and then switched to the other position for like 30 minutes at a time. Then I would do forward fold, and I'd look at the time, I'm like, oh my god, it's been 45 minutes, where'd the time go? And I only did like 3 postures. But you know, it's good to just sit in some positions and feel how your body is creating space or contracting a little bit. So I guess my advice to you is be patient. It lets us learn patience. It lets us meditate. It lets us clear our minds a little bit more when we slow everything down and just sit and be with our bodies and ourselves. Yeah. So on that note, we're going to reverse. Take the right leg off, put it on the ground, replace it with the left, and do the same thing, flexing the toes to protect the knee, letting gravity do its thing, or placing your arm on top of your left knee like I am. Let me change this. So you can help push the knee towards the right foot. And we breathe deeply here. If you're like me and you're outside, you can pick some grass and try to ignore all of the construction work that's going on around me. Just find some peace within yourself. Find your breath. Find love in your heart. And I think it's time for us to practice some gratitude. So, you know, my mind, it's been a little weird. I've been in a weird mental state recently. I feel like I'm stressed out, but at the same time, I'm not stressed out at all. It feels like I should be stressed and I should be worried and I should be anxious, which I feel like I am. But at the same time, I feel like I don't care enough to be worried about it or anything. So that's where I am right now. I know that doesn't have to relate to gratitude, but it's good to check in with yourself and notice how you're feeling and process the emotions that come up. And that being said, I want to say that I'm grateful for my family, and I'm honestly, usually when it comes to, it's, you know, Christmas is coming up in 24 days. It's December 1st right now as I'm recording. And usually I'm like dreading Christmas and the holidays, but this time I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's gonna be that bad. So that's positive. I'm grateful for my friends and the people around me. You know, I had a really good conversation with my landlord, and he's 75, and he's got a lot of insightful things to say, which is I sat with him yesterday and we talked about things and relationships and people and the future. And you know, he just says, He always says, if you love someone, tell them. And if you have the chance to hold their hand, do it. And I just think that's so sweet. And I do, and I took his advice. And when he told me that, I told the person that I loved them, and I made sure that I held their hand. So that's my advice to you. Last thing I'm grateful for is that I'm grateful for the ability to be outside. And even though it's a little cloudy today, it's still a beautiful, amazing day. I'm grateful for being able to create yoga videos for you guys. So yeah, on that note, we're going to unravel, come into crisscross applesauce, a very sophisticated yoga posture. Bring our hands up to our third eye with a big inhale in through our nose. Rise up and exhale. We bow and whisper namaste. Thank you guys for watching this practice. I hope it helped you refresh everything that's going on and kind of start over. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.